The skies above Virelia shimmered in a way that seemed almost alive. Golden clouds twisted among streaks of violet, painting the horizon with colors no human eye had ever seen. From the tallest tower of the royal palace, Princess Liara gazed out, her hair flowing like liquid silver in the strange alien breeze. She had returned from the stars, but something about Virelia now felt different, as if the planet itself had shifted while she was away. Behind her, a figure stepped quietly, human, tall, with dark hair and sharp eyes. Ethan, her protector, watched her silently, noticing the tension in her posture. He had traveled across light years of void, faced dangers in alien skies, and now he stood on this world that seemed almost magical. Yet here, among beings far more advanced than humans, he felt exposed, like a small bird in a storm. Liara turned to him, her violet eyes sharp. "You should not stand so stiffly, Ethan. These people are curious, yes, but not immediately hostile." Ethan shifted, his fingers brushing the edge of his jacket. "Curious can be dangerous too," he replied quietly. "I've learned that in every system I've visited." The princess gave a small smile, almost imperceptible. "You are a human. You always see danger first. Perhaps it is why I trust you." "Trust?" The word lingered between them, heavier than either wanted to admit. For months, Ethan had been her lifeline. In the vacuum of space, under fire from mercenaries and pirates, he had shielded her, fought off attackers, and saved her when she could not save herself. Now, back on her homeworld, that trust would be tested in ways neither had yet imagined. The palace doors opened with a whisper of sound, and they entered the grand hall. Virelia's royal hall was unlike any building Ethan had seen before. The walls shimmered with living crystal, pulsing faintly as if breathing. Light refracted through the crystals, casting dancing rainbows across the polished floors. Statues of past rulers carved from iridescent stone watched from every corner, their eyes seeming almost alive. A hush fell as Liara and Ethan walked through the hall. Courtiers and advisors froze, their alien features painted with suspicion and awe. Humans were rare in Virelia. A protector from another world was unheard of. Ethan felt their stares like invisible weight pressing on him. He kept his posture straight, though his heart raced. Finally, the High Council of Virelia emerged. Elders with long, elegant necks and faces etched with experience stepped forward. Their leader, an imposing figure named Velthar, spoke first, his voice echoing in the hall. "Princess Liara," he said, bowing slightly, "you have returned. We have awaited news of your mission among the stars." "And who is this?" His gaze fell sharply on Ethan. Liara took a step forward. "This is Ethan. He is human. He saved my life during my travels." Velthar's eyes narrowed. "A human? You mean to say a creature from another world now stands at our side?" Ethan held his ground. "I am here to protect the princess and help her if she allows it." Murmurs rippled through the council. Aliens spoke among themselves in soft tones, their language melodic but sharp. Liara raised a hand to quiet them. "Ethan is not here to harm Virelia," she said firmly. "He saved me when my life was at risk. I trust him, and that should be enough." Velthar's gaze lingered on Ethan. "Trust is not easily given to humans, Princess. They're kind. They are clever, yes, but unpredictable. Their presence here may upset more than just our council." Ethan swallowed. He was used to being doubted, even feared, but the weight of the situation pressed down harder here than anywhere else. He realized that proving himself would require more than words. It would require action. Liara noticed his tension. She stepped closer, placing a hand on his arm. "Do not let them intimidate you. You are here because of what you did. Your deeds speak louder than their fears." Ethan nodded, grateful for her words, but still wary. The council deliberated for hours, speaking of alliances, political consequences, and ancient laws. Ethan could only observe, feeling like an outsider in a world of power, wealth, and secrets. Every now and then he caught Liara's eyes, and she offered a small nod or smile, reminding him that he had a place here, at least with her. Night fell on Virelia, though it was unlike human night. The sky shimmered with twin moons and countless stars, some so close they seemed almost within reach. Liara and Ethan walked along the palace gardens, where flowers glowed softly and the air was scented with sweet, unfamiliar fragrances. "You see this world differently now," Liara said quietly, looking at the glowing plants. "You are human, yet you have traveled farther than most Virelians. Perhaps that is why you understand me so well. Ethan looked out at the stars. I've seen emptiness, Princess. I've seen places where there was no life, no hope. You give me hope, and I will protect you no matter what. Liara's lips curved into a faint smile. Then we are bound, Ethan. Bound by circumstance, yes, but also by choice. You chose to save me, and I chose to let you come with me. The peaceful moment shattered suddenly. From the edge of the garden, a shadow flickered, moving with impossible speed. Ethan's hand went instinctively to his side, where a concealed energy blade rested. Liara stepped behind him, eyes wide. Before either could react, a small device exploded nearby, sending sparks into the glowing flowers. The sound was a warning, a message. Ethan recognized it immediately. A trap meant to test or intimidate him. He moved fast, grabbing Liara and pushing her behind a flowering bush. The device's energy fizzled harmlessly against a crystal barrier. But the message was clear. Someone did not want Liara safe, and someone knew she had a human protector. Who would dare? Liara whispered, but Ethan shook his head. Doesn't matter who, he said firmly. What matters is we are ready. Whoever sent this, they will regret underestimating us. Liara looked at him, admiration and concern in her eyes. You are braver than anyone I know, Ethan, but Virelia, it may not be ready for a human like you. Ethan smiled faintly. Then I'll make it ready. One step at a time. They returned to the palace, the night air buzzing with tension and wonder. The stars above seemed to whisper possibilities, some dangerous, some beautiful. Ethan knew that his life had changed forever. He had entered a world of alien politics, ancient secrets, and deadly threats, and yet beside Liara, he felt a purpose stronger than any fear. As the palace doors closed behind them, Liara whispered almost to herself, "The stars brought you to me, and now we face whatever comes together." Ethan nodded. He did not know the trials ahead, but one thing was certain. He would protect the princess with his life, and perhaps in doing so, humans would prove their worth to a galaxy that had never known them. Above Virelia, the twin moons shone, casting silver light over the shimmering palace. Somewhere in the shadows, watchers plotted. But for now, Ethan and Liara were safe, united by trust, courage, and a bond forged among the stars. And the story of a human protector in an alien world had only just begun. The morning sun on Virelia rose slowly, casting silver light across the crystal towers of the palace. Birds with translucent wings fluttered between the towers, their calls melodic and strange to human ears. Ethan woke early, as always. Sleep was difficult here, not because he was afraid, though the danger was real, but because the world itself demanded alertness. Every shadow could hide something unfamiliar. Every sound carried meaning he might not yet understand. Liara was already awake. She stood on the balcony overlooking the gardens, the twin moons still faintly visible in the brightening sky. Her expression was calm, but Ethan knew better. Even a princess of Virelia could not hide anxiety completely. "Good morning," Ethan said quietly, stepping beside her. Liara turned, a faint smile brushing her lips. "Good morning, Ethan. Did you sleep at all?" He shrugged. "Enough. But I keep thinking about last night. Whoever sent that device, they are bold. They know I am human, and they want to test me." Liara nodded. "Yes, and that means they will strike again soon. You must be ready." Ethan's eyes met hers. "And you? Will you be ready?" She looked out at the gardens again, her hands resting lightly on the railing. "I must be. My people rely on me. My mission was not just for myself. It was for Virelia. And now for you too, Ethan. We face this together." The words made his chest tighten. Protecting her had never felt optional. It was instinct. But her trust added a weight, a responsibility he could not ignore. The palace doors opened behind them, and a messenger hurried forward, bowing deeply. Ethan's eyes flicked toward the figure instinctively. Humans were trained to read subtle movements. He could sense tension immediately. "Princess Liara," the messenger said, "the council requests your presence. There is news from the outer sectors of the city. Strange disturbances, perhaps connected to your recent return." Liara straightened. "Thank you. We will attend immediately." Ethan followed silently. Walking through the palace halls, he noticed whispers trailing behind them. Some were curious, others wary. A few were hostile. He could feel the subtle shift in energy whenever a Virelian noticed him. He was an outsider, and yet he was indispensable. The council chamber was enormous, far larger than Ethan had imagined. Light refracted through crystalline walls, casting hundreds of patterns on the floor. Virelians of all shapes and sizes filled the chamber, each with an expression carefully measured. Velthar, the council leader, sat at the head of a long table, his piercing gaze immediately finding Ethan. "Princess Liara," Velthar began, his voice cold and deliberate. "Your return has coincided with unsettling events. Citizens report strange ships in the outer districts, devices activating without explanation, and whispers of human involvement." Ethan's brow furrowed. "Human involvement? That's impossible. I have done nothing to harm this city or its people." Velthar's eyes narrowed. "That may be so, human, but your kind is unpredictable. Your very presence could provoke enemies. Tell me, Princess, why should we allow this creature to remain by your side?" Liara's eyes flashed. "Because he saved my life. Because he is loyal. Because he understands things you do not. Things beyond your knowledge." The room fell silent. Virelians were proud, and few dared speak against the council openly. But Ethan felt the weight of their judgment pressing down. He realized that no matter what he did, he had to prove himself, not just to protect Liara, but to earn a place in this world. Before Velthar could respond, an alarm echoed through the chamber. A deep vibrating sound that shook the crystal floors. Ethan recognized it instantly. "They're here," he muttered. Chaos erupted. Couriers ran past the chamber doors, and guards rushed to their positions. Ethan's hand went to the concealed energy blade at his side, the familiar weight comforting. Liara's expression was calm, but he knew her mind was racing. The disturbance came from the outer sector near the palace gardens. Ethan and Liara moved quickly, following a team of elite palace guards. As they reached the gardens, the source of the alarm revealed itself. A group of attackers, their armor black and glinting under the sunlight, moved with precision. They were fast, almost inhuman. The palace guards raised energy shields, but the attackers were skilled, using small devices that bypassed the shields and created brief but dangerous explosions. Ethan reacted instinctively. He moved faster than anyone expected, intercepting one of the attackers before they could reach Liara. His training, instincts, and human ingenuity combined. He improvised, using the environment to his advantage, flinging crystal shards to distract, using light refraction to blind, and striking at precise moments to incapacitate. Liara moved beside him, surprisingly agile. She had combat training, but not like Ethan. She relied on his guidance, trusting him completely. Together they created a small circle of safety amidst chaos. The attackers retreated suddenly, vanishing as quickly as they had appeared. Ethan's chest heaved, adrenaline coursing through him. Liara looked at him with a mixture of awe and concern. "You were incredible," she said softly. I did not know humans could move like that." Ethan shook his head. "Not incredible, just prepared. You always think ahead, Princess. I just follow." The council arrived shortly after, assessing the situation. Velthar approached, his expression unreadable. "It seems your human is more capable than we assumed. But this only proves the danger. He may be able to fight, yes, but can he protect the princess from what comes next?" Liara's gaze was firm. "He already has, and he will continue to. I trust him completely," the council murmured among themselves. Some were impressed, others unsettled. Ethan realized that action, not words, would determine his place in this world. Each step he took here was under scrutiny, each success a measure of human potential in a society that had never known them. After the council meeting, Liara and Ethan walked back to the palace gardens, now quiet and glowing under the soft afternoon sun. The attack had been brief, but it left questions unanswered. Who sent these attackers? Why target the princess now? And how did they know a human would be nearby? Liara sighed. "I feared my return would bring enemies close to home, but I did not expect them to act so quickly." Ethan placed a hand on her shoulder. "They underestimated you. And me, that is their mistake. But we need to be ready." "They will come again," Liara nodded. "Yes, and when they do, I will stand beside you, Ethan. Always." The bond between them strengthened, built on trust and shared danger. Ethan realized that his presence here was no accident. He had a purpose far greater than survival. He was a protector, a bridge between worlds. Humans might be unknown to the Virelians, but their courage, ingenuity, and determination could not be ignored. Later, as night fell and the twin moons rose, Liara and Ethan stood on a high balcony once more. The city below glowed faintly, peaceful for now, but Ethan knew this peace was fragile. Shadows still lurked and enemies would not wait long. "You are changing this world, Ethan," Liara said quietly. "Not just by your actions, but by who you are, humans. They are capable of things we cannot always imagine." Ethan smiled faintly. "Maybe, but I only act because I must. Because you matter. Because Virelia matters." Liara turned to him, her eyes reflecting moonlight. "And that is why I trust you. No one else could face what you have faced and still stand. No one else could understand what it means to protect someone with your life." Ethan looked at the stars, then back at Liara. "I will protect you, princess, no matter what comes, no matter who stands against us." She smiled softly, a rare, genuine expression that seemed to light the entire balcony. "Then together we will face the storms ahead. And perhaps, in time your people will be known not just for their fearsome strength, but for their hearts as well." The night deepened, and the palace around them settled into quiet. But Ethan knew that the danger was far from over. The attacks were only the beginning. Someone powerful wanted Liara out of the way, or worse, wanted to use her as a pawn. And in a world where humans were strangers, Ethan's courage and ingenuity would be tested as never before. For now, though he stood beside her, human against alien odds, ready to prove that one person could make a difference. And in the quiet of Virelia, under the glow of twin moons, the first sparks of legend began to form. A tale of a human protector and the alien princess he vowed to defend. And somewhere in the shadows, eyes watched, waiting for the next move, unaware that a human and a princess were already one step ahead.